There's a lot of talk and an overwhelming amount of digital content telling you what, why, and how to eat, lift weights, and lose fat. Most of it comes from people with no education and an agenda that goes no further than engagement farming. We've so completely surrendered ourselves to platform performance and branding that we've lost touch with what is undeniably real. You cannot alter the universal truth that body, mind, and spirit are the fundamental elements that make you uniquely you. And they need tending. They need development. They need to be in balance. So what's the magic key to this? What's the hack? The cheat code? You can't keep pushing all in on the things that have broken you and hope for a better result the more you push. Try something different. We are, without a doubt, the most health-aware society in human history. And somehow, also one of the most unhealthy, which means one of two things is happening. Either we don't know what we're doing, or we're pretending to do it. Let's talk about that. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lift off and the clock has started.
Hey now, good day to each and every one of you bright, shining souls, wherever you may be, and welcome to Balanced Fit Radio. We're talking about strength, meaning, and the human experience. I'm your host, Scott Schroeder, and I am a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach with specialties in corrective exercise and performance enhancement. Balanced Fit Radio is where fitness meets psychology and philosophy in everyday life. Because true wellness, it's about more than just the body. It's about living in balance through strength, resilience, and capability. Let's get after it, shall we? If your current fitness plan looks something like watch a bunch of YouTube videos, try random workouts, get confused, and then go eat a sandwich, I might be able to help. The Balanced Fit Blueprint is a 3-session virtual coaching program where we build a training plan designed specifically for you, your goals, your schedule, and your real life. We start with an assessment. I build your custom program. We walk through it together, and then we check in and adjust once you've had time to implement it. It's not a generic workout. It's coaching with intention. If you want a clear plan and a smarter way to train, check out the Balanced Fit Blueprint at balancedfitsc.com. Your life, your potential. Hey, what happens when a pig loses his voice? He becomes disgruntled. Thank you very much. Which, coincidentally, is how most people feel when you take away their shortcuts. So let's talk about that. The recent massive growth of attention to and interest in health is noteworthy and a thing to be celebrated. Cross-generational focus on wellness through increased fitness and improved nutrition spans the peaks and valleys between elder Gen X and Gen Z. But I have 2 questions for you. Is it genuine? And are we really addressing the actual roots of the problem? Have you ever heard the expression putting lipstick on a pig? It means to make superficial cosmetic changes to something to disguise its fundamental poor quality and flaws, which remain unchanged. This is analogous to weight loss drugs, steroids, and Instagram filters, and any other kind of nonsense like that you can think of. They're all cosmetic and don't address any underlying issue whatsoever. There's a lot of talk and an overwhelming amount of digital content telling you what, why, and how to eat, lift weights, and lose fat. Most of it comes from people with no education and an agenda that goes no further than engagement farming. And a big portion is in the hack realm. GLP-1s, hack to weight loss for looks. Steroid normalization, hack to muscle gain for looks. Peptide of the day. Oh my good God in heaven, the peptides coming out at you now. Hack for everything from skincare to metabolic health to looks maxing. Well, that's pretty self-evident. For looks. You can't hack your way to wellness, people. Snake oil salesmen have been selling you shortcuts to better everything since at least the late 1800s, and more likely since we started walking upright. The only thing you get a shortcut to are the unintended consequences of bad decisions, destruction of your body, depression, and utter meaninglessness. So once again, I ask, is the current wellness trend genuine and meaningful action? Or are we just performing our health for the validation of views and likes? I submit to you that what you should be seeking is a balance of health in 3 dimensions: body, mind, and spirit. I talk about this all the time, and you might be tired of hearing it, but it's not going away. This approach isn't trendy, and it won't ever be viral. Living a reasonable life, making reasonable choices isn't going to drive engagement. Ever. And that's how you know it will work. You know, IRL, out here in Meatland where real people live real lives. We've so completely surrendered ourselves to platform performance and branding that we've lost touch with what is undeniably real. You cannot alter the universal truth that body, mind, and spirit are the fundamental elements that make you uniquely you. And they need tending. They need development. They need to be in balance. So what's the magic key to this? What's the hack? The cheat code? You already know the answer because it's woven into human DNA. You just have to let yourself say it and hear it. There is no way to circumvent the human condition. You can't outsmart a billion years of biology. You can't chemical your way to an elevated state of being. You've certainly tried, but step back and take an honest look. You can't keep pushing all in on the things that have broken you and hope for a better result the more you push. Try something different. You have to take the circumstances you've been given and align yourself within them. Remember my fitness model, FITNESS? We talked about it a few weeks ago. If you align yourself with those 7 checkpoints, you can get to where you want to be in all 3 of those dimensions. F is for fitness. Get stronger, be capable, move heavy things around, and elevate your heart rate through intentional movement. That's it. Intoxicants, I, alcohol, nicotine, narcotics, caffeine, all of it. Control them or get rid of them. Stop hiding from life by degrading your mental capacity. The T is for togetherness. Get out of the counterfeit digital world. Get away from screens. Go physically be with people in the same actual space. You need this more than you can ever imagine. The N is for nutrition. Know what you're putting into your body. Eat mostly whole foods. Understand how to balance the nutrients you need to live well. Food is fuel. It isn't love or happiness or a place to hide. The E is for electronics. The single greatest threat to the human spirit, that little glowing rectangle you can't seem to put down and walk away from. Lift your eyes from the psychopathic data stream and be present in the world and in your own life. If you pick only one of these 7 checkpoints or tackle them one at a time, start with this one. The first S is sleep. It's non-negotiable. Turn off the noise of the outside world at a reasonable time. Set a routine. Get the screens out of your bedroom and allow your body, mind, and spirit to recover from the day. The last S is service. You want to grow your spirit so that it practically bursts out of you? Understand what it means to live in a shared community of people. Turn the focus of your life outward and serve something greater than yourself. That's it. That's the list. Now, I want to read you a 1-sentence statement by the World Health Organization regarding health. I'm generally cautious and guarded when it comes to giant bureaucracies, but they're spot on here. Quote, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity, end quote. We have a responsibility, a burden to bear for the future of humanity. There is no free ride. Things may seem dark to you, but your future is yours to shape. It's up to us, and particularly you, Gen Z, given where you sit in the cycle of generational responsibility, to rekindle the light and carry it forward. Embrace the fullness of life. Embrace difficulty as an opportunity for growth and fulfillment. Not only will you cultivate a strong, healthy body, an expanded mind, and a magnanimous spirit within yourself, you'll spread that gift to the world. And wouldn't that be something to see? So if that's the reality, if we can't shortcut this thing, let's take a look at what the world is actually saying right now and see if it lines up with reality or just sounds good on a screen. On to fitness headlines under longevity and health. Here's your duh moment. Emerging data shows emerging data. Let me read this to you and see if you think that this is emerging data, which means, oh my God, we're just discovering this. Emerging data shows that adding 20 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity daily significantly keeps older adults out of the hospital, per JAMA, the JAMA Open Network, Journal of American Medicine. Emerging data. Does that sound like something we weren't already fairly sure of? Yes, please. Really, my only response to this is older adults, get up and move. Everybody get up and move. But older adults, I'm 57, so I guess I fall into this category. But when I think of older adults, we all think of older people as older than us. We don't think of ourselves as old people, I think. But yes, older adults, my parents, my people that would fall into my older siblings category, those geriatric Gen Xers, get up and move. Save your own life. Enjoy your life a little bit more. This isn't, I say this frequently, but I honestly mean this. It's not about, yes, more years would be great, but in the end, you don't control the number of years you have, but you can control the quality of those years. So whatever time you have left, which you don't know, stop being miserable, fat, inflamed, immobile, unable, and incapable. Just stop. Get up and move yourself around and stop fooling yourself, particularly you boomers and older people. You've convinced yourself, and I think this started in the mid-'80s, but you've convinced yourself, because we used to say this about kids when we had these electronic gadgets pre-smartphone and all that, when we had these brand new sort of low-tech electronic gadgets that we would shove into cribs and strollers to shut the kids up while we were trying to do stuff. And we convinced ourselves that we were giving them cognitive exercises. And that's what you've been doing to yourselves as you slowly become part of your easy chair while you're pecking away with your index finger at your phone, playing whatever Mahjong or Bejeweled or whatever the hell it is that's in there that you've convinced yourself, well, I'm keeping my brain sharp. No, you're not. Get up and move. A physical body helps mental capacity. Your nutrition helps mental capacity. Stop eating garbage. If you want to do a brain exercise, pick up a friggin' book, a physical crossword puzzle book, or a newspaper and a pencil, and actually do the crossword puzzle. That's where you're going to get your cognitive benefit from, not staring at a screen. Moving on, under the weight loss and nutrition category, here we go. Weight loss without drugs. Research suggests, here we go again with emerging data and research suggesting. Research suggests simplifying diets by eating the same foods along with moderate exercise can lead to significant weight reduction. Y'all, we're pretending that this is new. What are we doing here? And by the way, simplifying diets. I did an entire episode of that, and I gave all of you guys my diet plan, my nutrition plan for the day, which is actually my nutrition plan for every day. I don't have to plan out a week or a month of meals. I plan out a day of meals, and I eat that like 325 times a year. You've been fooled by the Food Network into thinking that every time you put something in your face to eat, that it's got to be some kind of experience. Food is fuel. Yes, there are times when you should go out and treat yourself. Enjoy the comestible delights of the world. Eat some foods that's bad for you. But your main diet, your main staple, your main go-to should be consistent. It should be easy. It should be easy to shop for, easy to prep, easy to cook, easy to eat. That's how you're going to stay healthy, because you can take that first period of time when you're figuring out your nutrition plan, put your ingredients together, figure out what you need based on your biology and your physical goals, what works for you and what's going to get you to where you want to be. Put that meal plan together, figure out those macros, figure out any deficiencies you may have or any things that you may need based on any kind of health concern or pre-existing condition. Make that meal plan, measure your stuff, and then you're done with it. You eat that basically every day. I know that there are difficulties in this world trying to do that, particularly if you're a young parent with a lot of kids. You got to, a lot of kids, 2-3 kids. You got to feed everybody. Everybody's picky. Everybody's doing their own thing. But that doesn't mean that you can't do this yourself. And you are actually going to set an example for your kids and everybody else around you of how you should treat your body. So, next, workout trends, green exercise in quotes. Taking workouts into nature is gaining momentum for superior mental health benefits. Okay, sure, let's call it a trend. Once again, can we take something out of the trend world and make it something that we just do? It's not a trend. It's part of what we do. It's part of our background operating system. It becomes self-engendering. So taking workouts into nature, I guess that means going for a walk outside instead of doing it on the treadmill or whatever. But I suppose doing more things, maybe kayaking, paddleboarding, hiking, trail running, whatever, anything, OCR racing, whatever it is. Yeah, do it outside. And I've talked about this in the past, but while you're doing it, reserve at least part of that time to be electronics free. For the love of God, please don't be staring at your phone while you're walking, paddling, or running, or whatever. Just please don't do that. It's absurd. It's an addiction. It's very, very bad. But if you want to listen to a podcast or listen to some music, that's perfectly fine. But please reserve a little bit of that exercise time to unplug. Nothing in your ears, nothing in your face. Take in the world around you. Listen to the listen to the sounds, watch the sights, take in the smells, be present in the world. That's really all I have. And yes, it is superior mental health benefits to that. You might be shocked. And there's been, over the last probably 2 years, there's been all this talk with baby millennials and older Gen Z talking about things like raw dogging, which means a whole other thing if you're my age, but raw dogging flights or raw dogging drives or walks or whatever, where you just do it without any kind of distractions. You just sort of sit there and stare straight ahead. That just used to be how things were. So it's not new, but if it's new to you, experiment with it and keep going. You got to get out of the data stream. We got to get out of the electronics here. I firmly believe that in 100 or 200 or 300 years, if the species makes it that far, that anthropologists will look back on us and go, oh my God, what were they doing to themselves at this time? And hopefully, as I kind of joke, sort of half joking, that we don't eventually evolve into the crooked arm, bent thumb, bowed neck creatures coming out of the womb that we currently have made ourselves. All right, that's the news. Now let's bring this down to you and into your actual real everyday life. Here are a few listener questions. Hey, real quick before we continue, if your current training plan is basically random workouts and good intentions, the Balance Fit Blueprint might help. It's a 3-session virtual coaching program where we build a clear, personalized training plan for you. balancefitsc.com. All right, let's get back to it. From Caden, 20 years old in Greenville, South Carolina, just up the road from me, just a touch, maybe about 15 minutes. What should I eat before and after a workout? I'm glad you asked. You don't need to put a lot of thought into this. There's so much grinding and agonizing over anabolic windows and metabolic this and mealtime, nutrient timing, and all this kind of stuff. Please don't grind yourself into dust over that, but there are some things you can do. So first, here are some sciencey words for you. Glycolysis and metabolic precursors for muscle protein synthesis. Now, normal human speak. Consuming carbs and protein before and after your workout improves endurance and recovery. And those are your two key factors. Endurance to maintain energy and intensity during your workout, and recovery to maximize the benefits after your workout. So pairing protein with carbs pre and post workout ensures that your body can work hard, recover faster, decrease soreness, and improve performance in the next session. That's really what it comes down to. So, and as for the other macro, because we talked about proteins and carbs, what about fat? Well, avoid high-fat sources pre-workout, mostly for GI issues. If your gastrointestinal tract, it doesn't like to have heavy fat before more intense activities, because those fats slow down digestion and they can cause bloating and cramping during higher intensity exercises, and no one wants that. If you do, you're weird. If you're doing sustained endurance training like 90 minutes or more, a long walk or a long slow run or something like that, then fats will be a good slow burn fuel source. Just make sure your intake is as minimal as possible and several hours in advance when it comes to fats. So your question is, what should you eat before and after? What do I suggest? Pre-workout, about 30 to 60 minutes beforehand. I'm going to give you some measurements. Do what you want to with this. This is what this stuff comes from exactly what I do. So you can adjust it. Don't get caught up in the numbers. Just adjust it to your body type, your body shape, your body size, your calorie intake, and all that stuff. But 20 ounces-ish of a whey protein shake, which is half skim milk and half water, with a banana. Or a serving of Greek yogurt with berries, peanut butter and banana toast. But take it easy on the peanut butter, because talking about fat, peanut butter is a very calorie dense and higher fat. It's good fat, but higher fat source of energy. So be careful. Most people don't know what they think, like a 1-inch thick spread of peanut butter between two pieces of bread is a serving. A serving size is 32 grams, I think. And that's like a tablespoon. So I think it actually says 2, if I'm remembering the jar correctly, I may say 2 tablespoons, but I know it's 32 grams. But if you take an average spoon that you eat like a bowl of cereal with or something, and dip out a normal human-sized scoop of peanut butter, that's going to be somewhere around 32 grams. Not the scoop of peanut butter doesn't go 2 inches above the bottom of the spoon. Just a little swipe through the jar, and that'll do you good. What else? Oatmeal with honey. What about post-workout? You want to try to do something. There's all the talk about nutrient timing and the anabolic window, and there is some truth to that. But as I always point out, most of you are not bodybuilders or professional athletes, so you really don't need to grind over this, because in the end, your overall consistent protein intake and consistent overall nutrient intake throughout the day is what's going to do you most good. But if you want to get into a little bit more of the timing thing, you should try to hit your anabolic window within a couple of hours of your workout, of the end of your workout. Let's leave it at that. Let's not get too in the weeds on that. You should aim for something like a 3-to-1-ish carb to protein ratio, with about 10% of the total calories of whatever you eat of fat. So this can be lean, well-drained ground beef or chicken, or fish with eggs, sweet potato, raw spinach, bell pepper, olive oil and or avocado. Just watch the fats. Like if you have olive oil and avocado like I do, you need to do a little bit less of both. Maybe something like 7 grams of olive oil and a quarter of a regular Haas avocado. Add a slice of whole grain bread to bump up, help your carb intake. And of course, you can swap in and out with other veggies and proteins. Just keep your calories and macros where they need to be based on your goals. All right. From Noah 24. I love it. Come on in, Gen Z. This, I think, 2024 and 26. You're all Gen Z again this week. Love it. You guys, it's up to y'all. Take it over. Take the torch. Pick up the torch and carry it. Keep the light burning. Noah 24 in Fletcher, North Carolina. Just south of Asheville, I believe. Right outside of Asheville. Are supplements necessary? All right. Well, first of all, I got to ask, what kind of supplements are we talking about here? Are we talking about multivitamins, or are we talking gear? I'm going to take a leap and presume that we're probably, Noah, you're probably talking about something like multivitamins, creatine, glucosamine, chondroitin. Maybe you're even talking about pre and post workout stuff, pre and post workout energy things. No, I don't like them. They mess with your GI, and I'm not into that kind of thing. I don't want to be bloated and gassy, and I don't want to be vibrating around the gym because I got 8,000 milligrams of caffeine flowing through my veins. Anyway, let's assume we're talking about multivitamins, creatine, stuff kind of in the middle of the spectrum like that. So first of all, there is an astonishing lack of regulation and efficacy regarding vitamins, multivitamins. It's weird. But creatine, on the other hand, is I think the most researched supplement in the universe. Focusing on a balanced diet. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but here are the facts, Noah. Focusing on a balanced diet is primary, with supplements as aids, not replacements. Your body already produces most everything it needs endogenously. That means that the body produces it without external help. And most of the remainder comes from natural whole foods, exogenous. A balanced, nutrient-dense diet is the primary source, with supplements recommended only for specific deficiencies or dietary restrictions. I am constantly low in ferritin in my blood test, so I take an iron supplement along with a multivitamin and glucosamine and chondroitin, and I do take creatine. You'll need to understand when and how you need to take any supplements. For example, my iron supplement, vitamin C in vitamin C helps the promotes the absorption of iron, is what I'm trying to say. And dairy products inhibit the absorption of iron. So for me, I got to make sure I put my iron supplement with dinner, and I don't have any dairy within a few hours before or after that, so I can get max absorption. So are supplements necessary? To answer your question, no, they're not. Creatine is going to help, but if you're not into maximum hypertrophy, bodybuilding, powerlifting, all that kind of stuff, then it's not going to do that much for you. And if you are, it's still really not going to do that much for you. It will help. There's probably more research indicating the benefits, the cognitive benefits of creatine over the physical benefits of creatine right now. But do you want to take creatine? Great. Just make sure that you don't have a pre-existing extreme kidney condition. It's not going to, for people with healthy kidneys, no problem. If you come in with any kind of kidney issues, you may want to check on that. Check with your doctor on that. Vitamin supplements are going to help minimally. They might help fill the gaps where your diet is short, but tighten up, ratchet up your diet, your nutrition plan to make sure that you fill in those gaps and when you can't supplement. As I said, don't replace, but supplement with a multivitamin. As for the rest of it, as for all this nonsense about peptides and whatever else is going on in the world, it's just too much. Why do you need to bother with all that stuff? It's ridiculous. So eat well, eat balanced, train hard, hydrate, supplement where you find gaps, and you'll be good to go. All right. Haley, 26, from Birmingham, Alabama. Should I do cardio or strength training first? Good question. Effectively pairing strength training and cardio that concurrently, it's a challenge. It's tough. It really comes down to prioritizing your primary goal by ordering the exercise accordingly. So strength first for muscle gain, cardio first for endurance. Again, that kind of gets into the weeds. If you're training for something athletically, you might need to pay more attention to this. Like, cardio's going to kill my gains. Okay. Well, are you really strength training for bodybuilding gains, or are you strength training to stay healthy, strong, and capable? You're 26 years old, so you don't have to worry about sarcopenia yet, but you will. And so having lean, healthy muscle mass right now is not only metabolically healthy, it's going to help you as you get into the next few decades of your life. So don't worry about max gains so much, and just worry about health. So the key strategies for pairing are to prioritize the order. And if building muscle is your big goal, then do your strength training first to ensure maximum energy for lifting. You don't want to be burnt out. Like, don't go for a 5-mile run and then hit the weights. If endurance is the priority, do cardio first. So timing, this is the part that may be more important because I do both as well. As you all know, or if this is your first time, my big favorite sport that I do, that I train for other than training for capability and health, is OCR. I love running OCR, so I can't be bulky and I can't be weak. I need to run if I want to compete. So I need to balance these out. So timing is more important to me than anything because I'm going to do both. So separate them. If you can, and I know very few people have the time in their day to be able to devote several hours a day to physical training. But if you can, run in the morning or get your zone 2 walking in the morning. Then lift in the afternoon. Separate them so your body has time to recover and allow for glycolysis to happen, all that kind of thing. The glycogen stores in your muscles to replenish so that you can lift weights effectively, because you don't want to blow yourself out. You don't want to blow your system and then get into the weight room, do your strength training, and you're less capable of moving the weight you should be moving because your body hasn't had the ability to recover properly, hasn't had the ability to replenish what it needs. So intensity management is another one. Pair high-intensity cardio with light strength training, and the other way around, heavy lifting with lower-intensity cardio, like walking, things like that. So your high-intensity cardio, sprints, uphill sprints, box jumps, any kind of plyo stuff like that, any kind of HIIT stuff like that, with lighter strength training. So lighter weights, more reps, and then the other way around, lower-intensity cardio, like zone 2 walking to avoid burnout, to pair with your heavy lifting strength training. Another factor is weekly scheduling. A common effective schedule is going to look something like 3 to 4 days of strength training and 2 to 3 days of cardio, something like that. No hard, fast rules. Figure out what works for you. Everybody's body is different. Utilize HIIT for this because, as I mentioned before, time. Everybody has a lot of time. HIIT is going to give you good cardio and strength training in a short amount of time. So for time efficiency, use high-intensity interval training once or twice, no more than that, a week to gain both cardiovascular and strength benefits. All right. If you take all of that, the noise, the trends, the science, the questions, and strip it down to what actually matters, here's what you're left with. You cannot shortcut your way to a strong, capable, meaningful life. You can decorate it, you can filter it, you can perform it, but you cannot build it that way. Real health, real wellness is not something you show. It's something you live. It's built in the boring stuff, the quiet choices, the things no one claps for, moving your body, eating like your life matters, sleeping like recovery matters, putting the phone down, being around real people, doing hard things consistently. And here's the part that might sting a little. Most people already know exactly what they should be doing. They're just hoping there's an easier way. There isn't. But there is a better way, and it starts when you stop performing wellness and start living it. Pick one thing from that list that we talked about today, just one, and do it like it matters. Because it does. All right. Thanks for spending some time with me today on Balanced Fit Radio. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it out with someone who might need it. And let me leave you with this thought. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. That was the Buddha. Until we meet again, be capable and resolute and move through life with a sense of purpose. Train to be the right kind of dangerous, and remember, your life, your potential. Peace out, homies, and I'll see y'all next time.